Is all the paperwork done on that?
Yes, Judge, it should have been completed last week.
I hear should have been. The question is it?
Yes, Judge, it was completed, at least on our end.
Patricia, are they ready on that?
I need a minute, Judge, to call the clerks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Woods, Mr. Alvarado still needs to sign the plea agreement that I sent you.
He, I called him again. He said he signed everything. It said,
Yes,
it came back and said that it was complete.
it says completed.
Hello?
I'm still showing in Adobe Sign that it's still awaiting his signature.
My signature?
No, Mr. Alvarado's signature
Okay.
on my paperwork.
Well, he said he signed it and then it sent it back and it said complete.
Yes, it says completed.
If they don't sign this,
There's two separate documents. Make sure he signed two things.
Ruben, did you sign both documents?
It's only showing me one.
The plea grant?
You got another email.
I just sent a reminder again, so it should pop to the top of his email.
Okay.
Okay. So what are they supposed to do?
There were two documents, whatever the two documents that I handed you.
Well, the discovery acknowledgement's one. That's surprise.
Oh, you don't think you? Oh, okay. Well, those are the only two documents we got. They sent it to him again, so he can just do it again.
See, he doesn't sign this one.
Yeah, we had signed it first.
No, the prosecutor signs off, we sign off. And the judge signs off on it.
Good morning, Judge.
Mr.
This
Woods,
is
we can hear
Yeah.
everything you're saying, Mr. Woods.
I'm sorry.
So Judge Linda's gonna call me back on Rick Woods' client's paperwork, Jerome White's paperwork, and Mr. Jimenez's client's paperwork. Robert Jimenez,
Yes.
you didn't need, hopefully you don't need an interpreter, right?
No, we don't.
Okay, great, thank you.
Is Mr. Rutley's packet complete? Patricia?
Judge Linda's checking on that. She's gonna call me right back. I told her not to hang up on me, but the phones can't stop
Okay.
ringing over there.
Is this on all three of them? Ruben
Yes, sir.
Alvarado? Okay.
Yeah, Judge, do you have the information on Claudia Ramos Mejia?
I have the case number and that what the charge is, and we have Mr. Robert Jimenez as attorney.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
I'm ready when we get the paperwork done. We'll be through before noon. On these pleas, anyway.
Have you come across anything on Adobe?
Am I supposed to be looking for it?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let me see what I can find.
Judge, can I go ahead and stop YouTube, or did you want me to leave it on?
No, I'll leave it on for right now because we're going to do the pleas shortly.
Okay, and Your Honor, I just wanted to let the court know that there's a couple of defendants that have logged on that are off docket. If you want to handle those.
Well, might as well. Who do we have?
First one is from last Friday's jury trial call docket. Case number is 643-447. Malik Dion Lampkin. Burglary of vehicle.
Mr. Lampkin.
Yes,
Your Honor, that's attorney is Angela Blake, and he was on the jury trial call docket last Friday. And I believe you gave Ms. Blake a week to get him to appear.
Okay, go ahead and reset that for him. Let me let you know, Mr. Lampkin, next time you're late or absent, I'm just going to issue a warrant. I'm not going to mess with you anymore. Is that understood? Is that understood?
Can you say that one more time?
Sure. Next time you're late or fail to appear, we're not going to give you a week. You're going to have a warrant. You're going to get picked up. Is that understood?
Yes, that's understood.
Very good.
So December 10th is the new reset date for him, Judge. It's a call docket.
Is that clear to you, sir? December 10th?
Yes.
Very good. Then you're excused at this time. Make
Thank
a
you.
note on that file, Patty.
Yes, Your Honor. And the other one is from yesterday's docket, Krista Salt, 657002. No attorney, it's ABI married.
Ms. Salt, are you going to hire an attorney?
My attorney withdrew. I just found that out yesterday, so they're supposed to appoint me another one, but I haven't heard anything back.
Do you know the status of that, Patty?
I'm not sure why the previous attorney withdrew, Your Honor.
She
I
went to
could've-
another county.
Okay, all right. So I'll just get on chat with her, Judge, and get her email address to give her the new information, the new
All right.
attorney's information.
Okay. Very good.
But she was from yesterday's docket.
Okay, how come you didn't appear yesterday, Ms. Salt?
I didn't have the information for the Zoom. I kept trying to call the attorney office, and that's when I found out she went to a different county.
All righty, who was that?
Courtney?
Okey-doke. Thank you, ma'am.
Mhm.
You'll get another attorney, you get a new date.
Okay.
I just sent you a message on chat, Miss Salt. And Your Honor, Attorney Jeffrey Martinez is also thinking that he's ready on his client's cases plea, but I have not sent out the court plea paperwork to him yet.
I see the Primo is on. What's going on, Primo?
Patty, do you want us to wait for that today, or do you want to reschedule it for another day?
I was waiting for a judge to answer. Your Honor,
Yes.
on Jeffrey Martinez, attorney on this morning's docket as well. Can we reset it for a date certain for plea after he gets the paperwork
Yeah,
from me?
yes, let's do that.
Okay,
Jeffrey, how about next week?
Yes, of course, Your Honor, any day.
10/28.
Should be great.
And Your Honor, I got Ms. Salt's email address. May she be excused?
Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
who is that on?
And Krista Salt, I got her email address. She's the one that's getting a new attorney appointed. The recall from yesterday, or she appeared from yesterday's docket.
Mhm.
May she be excused? I have received her email address.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Your Honor,
Yes,
my client advised me again that he again signed off on whatever he's supposed to sign off on. And then it came back and it actually, he hit to arrest to complete it, and he got a sign on his computer screen that completed. I just want to confirm everybody got it.
Mr. Woods, I don't show that he has signed the agreement. In the chat, could you confirm his email for me, please? Don't do it out loud because we're on YouTube.
All right.
I'm-
Go ahead, Ruben.
Yes, I'm signing it. It's signed right now and it says required fields completed, and then I push finish, but it doesn't do anything. It's still here. There is no other options. It has cancel and tap to sign. But I've already got it signed. It's just not like sending it back out to y'all. It's still right here. And the reminder, I done the same thing and it's doing the same thing.
Any thoughts on this?
Did you click tap to sign?
Yes, tap to sign. If I do it again right now, it'll clear my signature that's on there right now, and then I'll sign it again. And it says required fields completed, and then finish, and it stays on here. Yeah, I mean, it stays like this the way it is right now. It's not like saying everything is done. I think I
And
signed
is
it.
there a bar across the bottom that says click to sign?
It's on top right now. Click to sign. So I got it
Click
signed.
that.
Okay. It's
What did it do?
okay. You're all set. There you go. I was waiting for that. It wasn't doing that.
Okay.
That's what was missing.
Yes. Yes, I was it was redoing it, making me sign it again every time I hit it.
Okay.
So we're good. It's in now.
Okay.
It does show on my end to be signed by Mr. Alvarado now.
Okay, great.
We're ready.
Mr. Jimenez, I'm showing that Ms. Mejia has not signed the obstruction packet. I sent her a reminder this morning.
Okay, let me make sure that she signs it. I had reminded her last week that she would be getting that. I make sure to sign it, so let me have her do that.
Okay.
Hold- hold-
Judge, this is Matthew Finch. While there's a moment of silence, I had a client that did not appear this morning, a Kiara Hernandez on the docket. I've tried to reach out to her again this morning. I spoke to her yesterday. May I be excused for the time being?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Y'all have a good morning.
You too. Take care.
I will track her down and get her to the court if I find her.
We'll be waiting.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Patty, I just finished signing off on all these papers that had not been sent before.
Judge, do you recall seeing paperwork on Ramos Mejia?
No,
Okay, Linda's telling me that she's got everything on Rackley and she's got everything on Alvarado, but nothing on Claudia. Just discovery on Claudia Ramos Mejia.
well, I can't do it until it's finished. Mr. Jimenez,
Yes, Judge.
okay, we got a problem with your paperwork. It's not complete yet.
Okay, just let me talk to her right now and see what's going on. She was supposed to have done all this last week. So let me figure out what the problem is.
All right. At this time, we'll call cases number 640-230, State versus Reginald Rackley, and 650-044, State versus Ruben Alvarado.
I'm gonna go look in my car.
Ready on Reginald Radford, Your Honor.
Ready on Alvarado, Your Honor.
Now if I can just get my computer back on here. The defendants. Patricia, there we
Monday, Judge.
are the, let's see, Mr. Rackley and Mr. Alvarado. Where are you? Alvarado,
Present, Judge.
there you are. All right. Gentlemen, would you both raise your right hand? Do each of you solemnly swear that in these proceedings, individual proceedings, the information and responses you submit will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr.
Yes, Your Honor.
Alvarado? All right, you may put your hands down, gentlemen. Before we proceed, I have to remind you that you have certain constitutional rights and protections. The first one is that each of you individually has the right to remain silent. That means that neither one of you can be compelled in your individual cases to make a statement, to answer questions, or to submit written paperwork that has your signature, especially papers that admit or confess to wrongdoing. Do you understand you have the right to remain silent, Mr. Rackley?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Alvarado?
Yes, Your Honor.
You each have the right to a jury trial, an individual jury trial. That means that you each have the right to have your attorney assist you and the state select 6 people from a jury pool of disinterested citizens to hear the entire trial, the evidence, materials, whatever, and decide whether you're not guilty or you have been proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt. That's called the right to a jury trial. You understand? You have that right, Mr. Alvarado.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rackley.
Yes, Your Honor.
You each have the right to what's called a confrontation of witnesses. If you decided to go to trial, the state would have to present evidence through witnesses. You would have the right to question, cross-examine, excuse me, or challenge any witness who would testify. That's called the right of confrontation. You understand you have that right, Mr. Alvarado?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rackley?
Yes, Your Honor.
You each have the right to appeal. Once this is once this proceeding is over and finished, you yourself, your attorney, or the two of you together would have the right to demand that a higher court review the official record that is being prepared of this on this hearing for whatever legal challenges you wanted to make. Now, be aware that you'd have to follow some very technical rules, including time limitations, form and substance of the documents that you'd have to use. But that is called the right to appeal. Is that understood, Mr. Rackley?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Alvarado?
Yes, Your Honor.
Finally, you each have the right to demand that this proceeding be held in the open public courtroom. Because of the COVID pandemic, we're not doing that. What we're doing is using what's called a video conference. And to do that, you each had to review and sign a document that is titled Consent to Video Conference. Did you review and sign a document that says consent to video conference in your individual case, Mr. Rackley?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Alvarado?
Yes, Your Honor.
There are several documents that are being made part of this proceeding. Those documents bear your signature. Did each of you sign documents after you had reviewed them and had the counsel or the advice of your individual attorney, Mr. Alvarado?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rackley?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did either one of you have questions about the papers that are not answered at this time? Mr. Rackley?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Alvarado?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Now, Mr. White and Mr. Woods, you each have signed an affirmation that says that you affirm that the state has complied with Article 39.14 Texas Code of Criminal Procedure in reference to discovery provided to you on behalf of your client. Did you sign such a document, Mr. White?
I did, Your Honor.
Mr. Woods?
Yes.
And did each of you attorneys review carefully with your clients, your individual clients, all the documents that they have signed? Mr. Woods?
Yes, sir.
Mr. White?
With regard to Mr. Rackley, yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, Mr. Rackley. No,
Yes,
Mr. White, did you review those with him?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. White. All right, now, gentlemen, Mr. Rackley, Mr. Alvarado. Mr. Rackley, you were originally charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. State, do you have any motions?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, the state would move to abandon the enhancement for the second offense and proceed on a DWI first.
No objections, Your Honor.
No objections. That motion is granted. Mr. Rackley, your attorney has now reduced for purposes of punishment your charge from DWI second to DWI misdemeanor B. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. What is the status of Mr. Alvarado, state?
Your Honor, the state is proceeding on the DWI as charged.
All right. Is Mr. Are either one of them getting deferred adjudication?
Yes.
Who is?
Your Honor, Mr. Alvarado is getting deferred. Mr. Rackley will be straight probation.
All right, Mr. Alvarado will get deferred on a DWI 0.15 or greater.
No, Your Honor, on a DWI first.
So wasn't he charged originally with DWI 0.15 or higher?
Yes, Your
Yes.
Honor, I was reading my wrong notes. The state does have a motion in Mr. Alvarado's case as well. I'm sorry.
All right. And tell me what it is.
That motion being to abandon the 0.15, the extreme intoxication language and proceed on a DWI first as well.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Any objection, Mr. Woods?
No, sir.
There being no objection, then Mr. Alvarado, you're no longer charged with extreme intoxication. You're now charged with DWI misdemeanor B. Mr. Alvarado, to that charge, well, let's see, he's getting deferred, you said?
Yes,
Yes,
Your
Your
Honor.
Gentlemen, each of you is applying for probation. In Mr. Rackley's case, you're getting what's called regular probation. You're subject, you are entering a written legal binding agreement with the court. Mr. Alvarado, you're going to get deferred adjudication probation, and you too are entering a written legal binding agreement with the court. Each of you agrees to live up to 100% of the conditions of supervision. As long as you live up to 100% of those conditions, then you do not have to come back to court again, and you will not go to jail. In your case, Mr. Alvarado, not only will you not come back to court and not go to jail, your case will be dismissed and you're not found guilty of, is it DWI that you, yes, of the DWI first. However, if either one of you fails to live up to the conditions of supervision, 100% of those conditions, then the state can ask me to give you official notice, bring you in for a hearing. In your case, Mr. Rackley, the issue would be whether I revoke your suspension of jail sentence and put you in jail, or whatever action would be appropriate. Do you understand that that's what happens on a probation, Mr. Rackley?
Yes, Your Honor.
In your case, Mr. Alvarado, if you fail or refuse to live up to 100% of the conditions, the state may ask me to give you official notice, bring you in. And if, in your case, the evidence is sufficient for me, I will enter a finding of final conviction on the DWI first. You'll be looking at a punishment of a fine from $0 to $2,000, anywhere in between, and jail from a minimum 72 hours to 180 days. If you live up to all the conditions, your case gets dismissed and you're not convicted of the DWI. Is that understood, Mr. Alvarado?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The state, first of all, on your charge, Mr. Rackley, how do you plead to DWI misdemeanor B?
No contest, Your Honor.
A no contest plea is considered a guilty plea in this court. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
That plea alone is sufficient for me to convict you. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Based on your plea of no contest and the evidence, I find you guilty. State, what is the agreement on punishment?
Your Honor, is this on Alvarado?
No, this is on Rackley.
Okay. The agreement is 180 days probated for 14 months, $500 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, restitution to DPS of $60. DWI intervention, victim impact panel live, TAP evaluation, and ignition interlock for half the term.
And that is the agreement, Your Honor.
Hello?
Mr. Rackley,
Yes, Your Honor.
I hereby sentence you to 180 days in Bear County Jail, suspended, probated for 14 months. During that time, you'll be on supervision. You're fined $500 plus court costs. You will perform 48 hours of community service restitution. You will complete a TAP evaluation and recommendations. You will complete the DWI intervention program, the Victim Impact Panel Live, the Ignition Interlock for 7 months is a minimum. Now, what do you do for a living? How do you support yourself or family?
I'm a sterile processor.
And what do you earn usually on a regular basis under oath?
$16.
You have children you support?
No, sir.
Let's see, $16. That's 640 a week,
Yes, Your Honor.
1280, about 2,800 a month, somewhere in that area. All right.
And does that ask the court to consider the cost that's associated with the DWI when assessing the fine or supervisory fees?
You can ask, yes. The supervisory fee will be $43 a month. Anything else, state?
No, Your Honor, not on this matter.
Mr. White, anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
And Mr. Rackley, anything else? We understand each other where we're at.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. You need to come by the offices of County Court at Law Number 5 within 1 week. Have your thumbprint placed on the documents involved that are required by law. Don't leave this meeting, this internet meeting, until you have met with Ms. Luna. She will get you on the road to probation and the programs. So don't leave. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ruben Alvarado to the charge of DWI, misdemeanor B, also known as DWI first. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty.
All right. And state, what is the agreement?
The agreement in Mr. Alvarado's case is 24 months deferred adjudication, $500 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education, Victim Impact Panel Live, TAP evaluation, and ignition for half the term.
I'm sorry. I'm having trouble hearing you, so somebody's interfering. TAP evaluation and what?
Ignition interlock for half the term.
That's 12 months.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Alvarado, how do you make a living?
I am a construction contractor, self-employed.
And what, under oath, what do you earn on a monthly basis?
$2,500.
Do you have children you support?
No, sir.
All right. I accept your plea of guilty. I find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, but I do not find you guilty at this time. I'm deferring that finding. You are placed on 24 months deferred adjudication. Your fine, I set your fine at $700. I don't accept the 500. You'll perform 48 hours of community service restitution. You'll complete the DWI education program, Victim Impact Panel Live. You'll do the TAP evaluation and recommendations. You'll have ignition interlock on your vehicle for 12 months. During those 12 months, sir, you're not to drive any other vehicle other than your vehicle equipped with ignition interlock. If you have more than one vehicle that you use regularly, you're going to have ignition interlock in each one. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Your supervisory fee will be $50 a month. Do you have any questions, Mr. Alvarado?
No, Your Honor.
You have 1 week to come in and have your thumbprint placed on the documents as required by law. You will remain in the meeting to meet with Ms. Luna so she can get you started on the probation. Each of you will have the probation conditions read to you. You are going to sign them. They'll put a copy of the conditions in your hands. Is that clear, Mr. Alvarado?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rackley? Did he leave?
Yes, sir. I put him in the breakout room waiting for Miss Luna
Okay.
to go.
All right. Thank you. Any other questions from either Mr. Alvarado or Mr. Woods?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you then. Mr. Woods, your client has to go to meet with Ms. Luna. Otherwise, you are excused, Mr. Woods. Take care and stay safe.
Thank you, Honor.
You're welcome.
Have a
I
good
see
one.
the primo there. What's going on?
Hello. Good morning. I have Mr. Rubio. He's got 3 misdemeanors, but he has a felony pending aggravated assault. If you want me to confer with the district attorney, I can, but they probably gonna wait till we take care of the felony first, or how do you want to handle that?
That's your choice. Usually they don't like to do anything on the felony. I mean, on the misdemeanors until the felony has been resolved.
Well, I'd like to get it resolved because the police report shows there's a statement in there that he didn't do it, but no one seems to have picked that up but me. So
That's why you make,
go back and clean up your docket.
that's why you make the big bucks, Richard. All right. We'll let you confer with the state at your leisure.
Well, if I can take care of the felony first, then I can focus on the misdemeanors.
Well, that's my point. What do you want to do? To reset it for felony pending?
Yes, absolutely.
We'll give you 60 days. See if you can clear it up.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Stay safe. You and Mr. Rubio are excused.
All right, and he's in my office with me, Judge.
All righty.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye. You have a good day.
You too. All right, folks. What do we got? Anything?
Excuse me, Judge.
Yes.
My name is Miranda Reyes. I had court. I was supposed to be there by 9, but I had an emergency. I called and they just told me to come in, just to call like now.
Who's your attorney?
Joe Stenberg.
He didn't show up either.
Yeah, yes, sir. He didn't show up last time. How can I request a new attorney?
You just did,
Your Honor,
ma'am.
Mr. Stenberg had announced that he was gonna be in different courts and he was not in communication with Ms. Reyes and was gonna attempt to log on sometime when he got done with the other courts, but he still hasn't logged on. And Ms. Reyes has felonies pending indictment assigned to the
Okay.
290th.
Well, Ms. Reyes, I suggest you try and get a hold of Mr. Stenberg.
Yes, sir. I try. I can call, I can email, I could text. I mean, I don't hear from him at all. Like at all. I don't hear from him. Like that's the honest truth. I don't know how long it's been since I've heard from him. And he doesn't even know my name, sir. He calls me Amanda.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with the name Amanda. Unless your name is not Amanda, right?
No, sir, it's Miranda.
Patricia?
So
Make
she
a
doesn't
note.
have anybody on the felony cases.
Okay. You haven't hired an attorney for your felony cases, man? I see at least 2 of them.
Ms. Reyes,
I've hired.
There's no.
I haven't hired an attorney. I thought one gets like appointed to you.
All right. We've set this for 60 days, Patty, but meantime, make a note to get a hold of Mr. Stenberg and inform him that he's gonna have to get off the pot on this one.
It's December 17th, Ms. Reyes.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Who
Right,
else do we have?
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
Morning, Judge. We're almost ready on Miss Mejia. I think we've got all the paperwork in. Patty is going to send us the court paperwork. I think that's the only thing we're missing. But we've got the discovery, the plea agreement, and the obstruction packet all signed and turned in.
Judge,
Yes.
can I go ahead and do that right now?
Well, do it, but I don't believe I've signed anything on Ms. Ramos Mejia. So it's still got to go
Linda
through.
said that the DA's packet is signed and done.
Okay, then it was previously done, but not today.
That's correct, Judge.
That explains why I couldn't find her paperwork today. All right. So what's the story?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are we ready, Patty?
No, Judge, I have to send them the paperwork and then it goes to you. It goes to Mr. Jimenez and then Ms. Ramos Mejia and then to you and then to the clerks.
Your Honor, whenever you have a moment, may I approach?
Who seeks to approach?
Attorney George Reese, Your Honor.
Mr. Ruiz.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm approaching for my client, Miss Cynthia Franklin. I believe we've talked to the state about changing a no contact to no harmful or injurious contact for with victim.
What does the alleged victim say about that?
I believe, my understanding, Your Honor, they can correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is that they're okay with it. There's a situation currently where my client's child is going through some tough times. She doesn't have the money to fly all the way out of state, so they're going to provide her for a place to stay so she can spend time with the child that's having these issues.
And Judge, I have been in contact with this victim this morning. I discussed the situation and she is okay with changing it to a no harmful or injurious contact order.
All right. That being the case, the court will order it. What is the case number?
1 second, Judge.
And what's your client's name?
The case number is 635-417. And my client's name, Your Honor, is Miss Cynthia Franklin.
Say again.
Cynthia Franklin?
Cynthia Franklin.
Yes, Your Honor, that's all we were asking for, yeah.
All right, in case number 635-417, the court orders the amendment of conditions of bail from no contact with the complainant witness to no harmful or injurious contact with complainant witness.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Anything further?
Nothing further from me, Your Honor.
Okey-doke.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. You have-
The court notes for the record that the state has no opposition, in fact, has communicated with the complaining witness.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Have a good day, Judge.
You too.